Now, I am considered a millennial, so this goes out to all the Gen Zers out there. I mean this with the utmost respect. But your content? It's fucked. I do have to blame my generation because we have thrived and promoted luxurious lifestyles and paved the way to seeking certain types of content. With apps like Vine and Twitter back in its prime, promoting similar content. What content am I talking about? Why, violence and sex, of course. Now, this isn't just the fault of my generation, but something we as humans have enjoyed from the gladiator days and even before that. It's part of our base desires, and it only evolves as humanity advances. However, I feel like the younger generation has taken this concept and extrapolated it exponentially. Now, let me bring in some examples and let's talk about it. Neon and Jack Daughtry. Now, these two youngins are currently the live streamer forerunners for the younger generation. I guess if you don't include Aiden Ross and Kai Cenat, but I'm focusing on these two because these two individuals average about... Jack's peak viewership has been 25,000 and he averages about 13k. And when it comes to Neon, he averages about 93,000 viewers and his peak was 151,000. So these men, they have influence. And while both of these kids are good at getting beaten up, they are also promoting a lifestyle to their fans that involves violence, flexing, cursing and insulting others, sex, and so on. Now, when the goal is money, who cares, right? This is what they do. But when you see people's lives being disrupted or ruined due to IRL live streamers, you start to hate them in a special spot in your heart. Unfortunately, their careers thrive off of this hate, so it's a self-fulfilling prophecy in a way. Piss people off, get more eyes on you, people start hate watching, piss more people off, and it continues. Now, rating shows. I've started seeing these shows recently because there are some weirdos on the internet that love to stream this kind of content.
Ooh, wait, I'm smashing. And you short, your toes ain't done? I don't know, but I'm not smashing. You damn.
What the fuck? Oh, this nigga bugging. The niggas really care. I don't care how a bitch's toes look. Like, this chick was thick, long hair, nice skin. I do not give a fuck about a bitch's toes. As long as your feet don't smell like booty, we're good. That toes done shit is like some feminine energy. Why as a nigga do you care if a chick's feet are done or not? Why do you care if a chick's nails and feet are done? As long as they clean, who cares? Toes dirty, box dirty, that's cap.
But these shows encompass the worst part of dating online. Judgment. And crank that up to 100 for content's sake and you have a recipe for disaster. Now, no matter who is getting rated, I'm sure it is nerve-wracking, possibly getting humiliated in front of hundreds of thousands of people. I can't speak for the self-esteem of these individuals on these shows because I've seen some people who appear to have wondrous self-confidence, which is great, but you would also think, why would they have such self-confidence? And it's because they love themselves. But these kind of shows can help people stop loving themselves. It feels like we are at the circus and the people paraded are like freaks, and it's crazy because they're just as normal as us, as you and me. And this content just further influences kids to not be happy with themselves, and they start to do things like surgery to correct what they believe is wrong with them. Pranksters. Definitely the worst society has to offer are pranksters. While I have enjoyed the content from the genre here and there as a whole, it is just disruptive to the lives of others, whether it be wholesome or not. And there is a channel that is wholesome and that does pranks on a grand scale, and even some on a smaller scale that are harmless. However, it's the harmful ones I'm looking at, and there have been many perpetrators. However, looking at the new school in the top 3 that have been Gideon, Loaf, and Kendall Joseph, and while I am happy for these men and hope their lives are well, they made it on the backs of ruining a bunch of people's days for viral moments that get them popular, even getting to the point of being arrested. This content is just not good and has contributed to a wave of low-level pranksters doing grotesque and disgusting pranks just to get clout, and they do, unfortunately. Because of TikTok. Which is definitely the worst thing, in my opinion, to plague Americans, was its introduction. I don't know what was with the app, but the people on there have a certain hunger for fame that to me is terrifying. Take the NPC wave. One person started a trend and made a copious amount of money and gained a whole lot of notoriety. She even performed her stick at an award show.
I think that means we should announce the nominees for Streamer of the Year. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Since her inception, thousands have attempted the same thing, hoping to get the same results. But TikTok has this way to influence the younger generation to take part in trends, similar to how Vine did. During the planking, the cinnamon challenge, the ice bucket water challenge, or even the orange shake. Now, you can also say that people follow these trends and you could, appropriate post and people get a lot of likes and views. That's just how it goes. I agree. Now, I'm not trying to say that Vine was devoid of sexual content or violence. I'm sure everyone's saying that. But Vine is different in the way that these kind of viral moments were generally more harmless. While the TikTok trends you see have people like Mitzi getting famous because he's jumping over old people and stuff like that, right? Or entering people's homes without permission, and then it sparks a wave of other people entering people's homes without permission. So it's not good. And the NPC wave, I think, has been the worst wave on TikTok. It's an excuse that allows the younger generation to essentially say and or do whatever they want. It's become so bad that I'm afraid it's going to become a term in the Merriam-Webster dictionary. And it's going to be utilized, but people are using NPC as a term. So it's like if you do something bad, you can be like, oh, you're just NPC, it doesn't matter. That's how it is. And that's on 55th Street. So yeah, that's essentially what I wanted to say. To the younger generation, be careful of those who you follow online. A relationship where you think you know someone online exists, or could be a parasocial relationship, and can easily become toxic. While it is funny to laugh, be aware that it is also a fucked up thing that is happening. We are laughing at other people's pain. Society suffers so these people can flourish their careers. And while hating is in my DNA, I can at least respect the hustle while condemning that. So with all that being said, be better, do better. I'm not saying live a life for everyone's home. Just live a life where you're not bothering other people. I really don't see what the issue is. Anyway, this is Tsunami. Shout out.